Um, it's good that maybe we should start calling Kuje Technology Village.
Abio. Abio.
Silicon Valley of Abuja. Okay, good. Sorry, can we have the slide up? My name is Rex ABITOGUN. We'll be talking about how we can take control of our IT systems. Dr. Fakmond has talked about cloud computing, which is very, very important, and a whole lot of presentations here, both at the Here Nigeria Hall and AFRITEX. We've dwelled more on how we can be more innovative, and with the upstream presentation, excellent. But the truth is, how are we measuring our IT solutions? How are we measuring our infrastructure in terms of performance? And what are we doing in terms of improving on it? Okay, if we cannot control it, we cannot measure it. I mean, if we cannot measure it, we cannot control it. So my presentation basically will be talking about how we can gather some data that relates to our IT landscape, vis-a-vis the hardwares, the servers, the people, the processes, and how we can improve on it so that we can get adequate result. Okay, thank you. If you look at what we have today, for every organization we have servers, we have desktops, we have softwares that are running on these systems. Most organizations, especially the government organizations, part of the challenge is, how come my system is not working? How come a particular application is not working? Because we didn't have proper documentation of when the licenses even get expired. Am I right? That is very, very important. We cannot even take adequate information or capture information in terms of how many times did my server fail in a month, or how many requests did I get from different departments. We as IT officers, we are rendering service to other departments from different units. And the earlier we understand that as an IT officer, that we need to treat our customers right, the better for us. Now, when you look at, next please. When you look at the concept of IT service management, Dr. Agu talked about the upstream. Dr. Fakmond talked about the securing our data. But you find out that we have four major components, and that is the infrastructure. Okay, the infrastructure, that is where it comes in to design the engine. I mean, to come up with the engineering design and equally implement a solution that works for us. Okay, and you can't do this without the people. So kudos to him and his team for what they are doing. Okay, and the processes that are involved in putting all these chips together and embedding software on it, so that we can have what we call our firmware. And we equally have the technology part of it, okay, which we keep improving on. Another thing is the service that, sorry, go back to that slide, please. The IT service which fulfills one or more of the customer's needs. And who are our customers? The people that we are rendering service to. For example, the executive secretary of a particular organization needs to have access to email. And the email is not available, you start running up and down. That is when they value you as an IT officer. Okay? Then the process that are involved in bringing all these solutions together, it is very, very key, and the activities that are involved in it. So the activities is where we come in as the downstream people, okay? Which means that we must gather data on daily basis, we must measure our performances, we must see how we improve on it so that we can equally come up with better service for our people. Next slide, please. If you look at here, we have the service catalog, which captures all relevant information about our configuration items, including the servers, the applications that are running on these servers, okay, the license date, the chips that you have embedded in it. We need to keep information about the model number, the manufacturer, and other relevant information that help us to do this. There must be a service desk, somebody that, a functioning system that gathers and relates the interface between the customer and with the service provider. Then proper documentation of our IT system is equally very key. And at what point do we have an incident? When there's an incident, what is the escalation procedure Okay, these are little things that we can do in our own organization, in our own little way to improve services so that we can not just save government the cost of acquiring IT system, but we can equally be of better service to our organization. Yes, please. Next slide. Okay. Once you have a better control of your IT landscape, this is what you control. You control the server, you control the laptops, you control the switches and routers that you have in your organization. You control the mobile phones, okay, that you have. Then you equally control the network. This is what you get from proper IT service management. So it helps us to streamline our resources. We have a better control of our IT infrastructure. Then we improve on customer service experience. And we equally ensure transparency in IT procurement. Next slide. At the end of the month, or at the end of a quarter, or at the end of a week, depending on the policies, depending on the people you are reporting to, you can show graphical presentation to decision makers so that they will know specifically where their money is going to, how you are improving, including the cloud service. How many times did your website get shut down? How many times did you have any failure? Or how many times did you back up? Okay, both online or offline on your solution. Next slide. So, beyond talking, what have we done at Management Edge? What we've done was to come up with a solution, okay, and develop an application that captures this information, okay, and this go around the whole incident, problem, and error resolution. Resolution within an organization. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, we have a platform. These are some organizations in Abuja here. They are using this solution, okay, and what they gather information on daily basis. The first page you see is whether you have access to the application, to the platform. And thanks to Dr. Fakponda, we actually have this hosted on the cloud. Okay, I hope it's better secured. So you can get all the information in terms of the user department, where is the item located. For example, if I have a laptop assigned to me, okay, in 5 years' time, or in 5 months, in 6 months' time, that laptop should be able to tell whoever is at the other hand of managing this application to say, okay, this laptop was bought so amount of money, and this laptop was tied to Mr. A, and this laptop has the following resources installed on it. If you have this, then you have a better control of your IT landscape. If that laptop got missing, or somebody decided to say, oh, because of change of name, I was working with former Ministry of Works, but now I work with Power, Works, and Housing. Okay, I should be able to equally trace it and know where this asset moved to. Okay, so then beyond that, we have other relevant information in terms of at what point, okay, can I change my laptop? At what point can I change my hardware? At what point can I change my hardware? The software that we have on it, when is the license going to expire? Okay, and if it expires, what are the procedures? Service level agreement with service providers, like your internet service providers, like your solution providers. Okay, do you have them properly captured? These are some of the things that this solution does. Okay, and if you look at it, it captures a whole lot of things: the server, the network switches, the database that you have in-house. Okay, and all the people that work in that particular organization. And it's so robust that it can house up to about 1,000, 2,000 records of organizational staff. So these are some of the things that we do, and you can equally get your report both in graphical form, okay, and have it presented to people that make the relevant decision. So to part with this, I will tell you that if we cannot measure it, we cannot control it. The reason why our ministries, our government organizations will keep reinventing the way we keep running after solutions is because we cannot really measure the effectiveness of what we have. Okay, up until last year, Egypt never changed the operating system they're using. They use Windows XP for so many years until when Microsoft is withdrawing support from it. Okay, but we have some ministries in Abuja or across the nation that every year you find that if Microsoft is releasing Windows 8, they follow Windows 8. If you have Windows 9, they follow Windows 9. If you have 10 and a half, if there's anything like that, though. So these are some of the challenges. These are ways we can curtail some of our excesses. So I challenge everybody here. I challenge the IT officers, the procurement officers, okay, or any other person that is inside it, or as a take back to our organization on critically taking care of our IT landscape. Thank you.
When I saw the topic, IT landscape, I was wondering, is there a particular piece of land that you want to use IT to design or something? Is in Kuje. Ladies and gentlemen, please just put our hands together for him one more time. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning, they always say. Before we go to that, we still have to take one or two more questions for him. I can see one hand over there. Any other person has a question for him? I mean, I've learned something today. In ICT, hardware is upstream, software is downstream. Interesting.
And the landscape as well.
And the landscape. All of them in Kuje.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Uduma. I'm here with TD4Pi. But I've got a question for the IT landscaper. I want to know what your data policies are. By that I mean your data collection, data protection policies, your data acquisition policies. Like what do you have on ground to protect people that are, connecting to your services? And what are you assuring them that their data is safe with you, and there's nothing that you do to sell it to government agencies or to basically spying agencies?
Thank you very much. What we do is when we come on board when we sign an agreement with any organization, we have an agreement that covers the data privacy in terms of, we have two options. One is to say you want to host it in-house. And if you are hosting it in-house, okay, it means that you're going to have a server that we will install the application. So you are in total control of what happens. Okay. However, periodically we have backup, okay, using the tape backup, and we keep it with them. However, for the ones we host on the cloud, okay, what part of our agreement is, number one, we cannot disclose your data to third party. Okay, and I'll give you a good example. My organization hosted, we design and we host the NIPOST postcode, for example. Okay, and we've been maintaining that application, but lately there are some districts, there are some streets that you have in different local governments, and we are not to go out there to collect that information. NIPOST staff need to go out there and collect the information, and they pass it to us as technology partners, and we update the database. So people go there and they say, oh, designed by Management Edge, and they called us. They need the data because of maybe one or two things they're doing. And what we tell them is that because of the agreement we have with NIPOST, we cannot give you that. Okay, so for us, it's a question of trust. Okay, and for us, that is key for us. So we direct you to NIPOST, you write to Postmaster General. If they approve it, they have a copy of what we have online. They can give it to you. But for us, we are not authorized to do that. And this agreement is a dual agreement. Okay, it protects us, it protects our client. Okay, they equally need to sign an agreement that if they disclose any information, they must take responsibility for it. You don't hold the technology partner for it. Thank you.
Interesting. Please can we put our hands together for him? I think we all agree that we've learned quite a lot between yesterday and today. I've learned a lot about how to secure my iCloud. I've learned about